So, um, a friend of mine passed away today. Went on to be with the Lord, and I just wanted to say something about him. So, his name was John, and when I met him, he must have been about 87 or something like that. I used to sit beside him in church. He was really the first Christian, outside of me meeting the leadership when I first came to the church. He was the first Christian that really approached me in friendship. Maybe one of the only Christians that ever approached me in friendship in that kind of way. He there was when I first went to church, I was told that there was a Tuesday fellowship. It was all like retired people and that. And my work's kind of sporadic, so I just went to that because I was kind of wanting to go to, whatever was going. And this guy, John, comes up to me and says, hello, and he sort of said hello, and he says, I'd like to propose to take you out for something to eat. And I went, oh, okay. I mean, this was all new to me. I mean, and even just like, hanging around with a lot of old people at that point was a bit unusual. And I said, okay. I says, all right, when were you thinking? And he went, well, now if you like. And I just found this really kind of funny. And he just was extending the hand of friendship, fellowship. I think he just kind of wanted to try and do the right thing, try and see a new Christian, a believer coming in. And so I became quite close with him for a few years, like in terms of I'd sometimes visit him. I remember like going to visit him, and I thought, I mean, I used to visit my granddad, like, and spend time with him. Yeah, but I was doing it, and I was thinking, okay, I wasn't quite sure what we were going to really talk about or that. And we sat and sort of chatted about things, and then he went, "Oh, shall we look at the word together? Shall we look at the word together?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay." And I didn't really know, what we were going to do. I mean, I was reading the Bible and stuff, but I wasn't, I really. But I remember thinking we were talking and reading the Bible. See, he was reading some of the Bible and he was saying something. I remember getting this kind of feeling coming over me, this kind of like very comfortable feeling. And I think what I was experiencing was fellowship, the actual supernatural element of fellowship. And now I was going through a very difficult time with my home situation. It was really, really difficult. And he was the only person I knew to talk to about it. I mean, I kind of would talk to people more in the leadership, but I couldn't really get it off my chest, the way you do with a friend. And he's the only person I knew. So this guy's like, getting on. And he's listening to me talk about all this stuff. And also, because I'd had such a dramatic, experience, and I mean, I mean, bless him, he must have been just trying to do the best he could. Don't think he knew what he was like taking on. And, I'm sort of, because I was just like, fear of God from the word go, and really intense. And, but, he would talk to me on the phone and talk about situation and try and help me. He really, really, really done a lot to help me. But anyway, he kind of moved church at some point, and not far away, but I didn't see him so much then. And then when COVID happened around that time, he'd kind of moved into a more like a retirement home because he wasn't seeing so well. But he was a beautiful man, and he really typified proper Christianity, I suppose. He'd been in the army and he'd seen the war. He'd seen actual battle, and he'd seen like a lot of death and stuff, and I think that he wasn't so much up big on the hell thing because he'd kind of been there already, if you know what I mean. He'd seen so much, you know, heavy stuff. I think there was a story that I think he was in the army and he'd seen some soldiers that just had something different, and he thought, what is it about these guys? And it ended up that they were Christians and they brought him to the Lord. And I think that at some point he'd been in the barracks and he'd gone out to the loo or something, and the whole barrack got blown up. You know, I think, you know, so he'd seen some stuff. But the one thing was, I don't think any of his children were saved. Well, I say, you know, his children are like, you know, probably older than me, but that was his thing. That was where, you know, he really just hoped that they would get saved. And, you know, they're still alive. And that was his thing, though, that, you know, you could see the burden. And, you know, it's that thing, isn't it, where he's just granddad and they don't understand how much he's carries a burden for them. But he was very kind to me, and he showed true Christian charity. And it was, you know, without guile. It was just, he was a very genuine Christian. And I've really not met many like that. So, here's to John, who's gone on to glory now. As he used to always say, he'd say to me, oh, they've gone on to glory now, and they've gone on to glory now. Well, he's gone on to glory now. Right now, he's with the Lord.